and welcome to the Rays of Hope program. And this week we are excited to have you on board and thank you for your continued support. Today we're excited to be talking about a very important subject. But before then, please be reminded that you can follow us live on CAC TV Kenya on Facebook and CAC TV Kenya on YouTube. And I'm Lucy, your host. Today, as I said, we are discussing the important topic of setting up achievable personal goals. At whatever level we are in life, whatever season we are going through, it's always important to cast the vision and to see where we are going, despite and in spite of the things that could be surrounding us and maybe pulling us back and discouraging us. And so we are in for an exciting time. And I'm very happy because today we have a guest who is not very new to us, Mr. John Mwai. He's been with us before, and we are very happy that he could find time to come and discuss this topic. Karibu sana sana.
Thank you very much, Reverend Druze. I really appreciate the opportunity, and I would like to take this chance to say hi to the viewers. Hello, viewers. Welcome to this program as we dissect issues regarding setting up of personal goals.
Wow. And setting up actually achievable personal goals.
Achievable personal goals.
Wonderful, and we hear more about that.
Yes.
Allow me to read a verse from the book of Habakkuk 2 and verse 2. Habakkuk 2 and verse 2. And this is what the Bible says. And the Lord answered me, write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so he may run who reads it. Now the most important part is write the vision, make it plain on tablets or books or whatever, but write the vision
down.
What do you think is going on in this verse, Mr. Mwai?
What it says is that we need to recognize our visions and we put them down into writing. Because when you put it down into writing, it reminds you often that this is my vision. This is where I'm heading to. So that is why God directed Habakkuk to write his vision down in a tablet.
And what is actually interesting is that just like us, going through different situations, difficult ones, sometimes things that could blur our vision, that we don't even have hope for tomorrow. In Habakkuk days also, in fact, these are distressed prophets, wondering, why is God not doing something about the situation? And as he has this dialogue with God, then he's told, write your vision down. So we should not give up hope. Remember, this is Rays of Hope. And here we encourage resilience and courage and hope. And despite all that could be going on, we are somehow still in a perplexing situation. And even at the individual levels, of course, we keep going through different phases. Should that stop us from writing visions?
It should not stop us, Reverend Lucy. And sometimes in this life, it's so difficult. There are so many hassles in this life. People are so much distracted. There are so many problems, financial, marital, and even the social problems in this country or even in the world. And sometimes we get distracted from our goals because of the problems we are facing. That is why God instructed Habakkuk to write. When you write it down, despite the distractions, at a point you'll be seeing, this is my vision. This is where my goal is. And you remember, I have a goal to achieve, despite the problems that you are facing.
So even if nothing seems to be happening now, I still need to focus and write my vision. Setting up achievable personal goals. Kwani kuna others that
are... Thank you very much, Reverend. I would like first to say that in leadership, when we are talking about leadership, we say leadership starts with oneself. And one way of leading yourself is having personal goals and setting up your personal goals. There are two kinds of goals. You can set up unachievable goals, unrealistic targets that you can't achieve.
Out of this world.
Out of this world, you start building castles in the air, which you are not achievable. And by the end of the day, you get so much frustrated. That is why we are saying set up achievable goals, goals that you are able to achieve. Yeah, you can set up a goal, for example, to be a doctor in the next 3 years, and you have never gone to a medical school. Yeah, and even you don't have any desire to go to a medical school. So your goal should be achievable. It should be within your means. Yes.
And it's progressive.
And it's progressive. Yes.
So what are these personal goals that we're talking about?
I would like to state it like this. We have seen organizations setting up periodical strategic plans. You find organization A setting up a strategic plan for, let's say, a period of 10 years or 5 years, and it puts it into lighting. This is what we want to achieve in the next 10 years. The same case applies to individuals. An individual should have goals that they want to achieve within a certain lifespan. Actually, you can even have lifetime goals that when I'm in this world, these are the things I want to do, these are the things I want to achieve. We state that when setting up goals, you need to set long-term goals and then break them down to short-term goals. Because you can't just set a long-term goal for 10 years and expect to finish it within 2 years. You have to break it down so that progressively you are able to achieve the 10 years plan. Yes.
So it is a big picture.
Yes.
And then broken down into achievable.
Yes.
We keep using that word.
Yes.
Achievable. So why is it so important to set up personal goals? Can't we just allow life to just happen? Because anyway, life will still happen.
It will still happen.
Yeah, as they say.
You know, the Bible says that without vision, people perish. Yeah. So if you just wait for life to drive itself, to be driven by life, you'll just perish. But when you have personal goals, they'll be like your roadmap. Am I still on focus? Yeah. If you just stay like that and wait things to happen, you'll lose everything. You won't have any focus. That is why we set up goals, so that when you deviate, you know this is not my goal. This is not what I wanted to achieve. But if you just stay like that, life will drive you to anywhere. Yes.
You're a leadership consultant.
Yes.
So what is your experience with as people, as you meet people, as you meet leaders in your capacity building sessions and all that? Do you think we set goals and do we seem to follow, or we're just the people that are now just allowing just life to drive itself?
Actually, I can tell you that I have seen people setting up goals and they're achieving them. And they're achieving them beyond expectation. Still, there are others who set goals but lose focus along the way. They get distracted. So when setting up achievable goals, you need to have that aspect of discipline, that regardless of the difficulties or the pleasures that might come in, I will achieve my goal. Because there are so many distractions. When you set up a plan, a long-term plan, so many things will happen in the middle. And most of the things that happen are not pleasant things. They are things that will give you a lot of distraction. They are things that will strain you so much. So most of us lose focus. But it is very important. That's why even it's important to put that goal in written form. So every time you see it, it reminds you, this is what I want to achieve. Sometimes we even recommend you write it somewhere in your bedroom, so that every time you are waking up in the morning, you see this is my goal. And it reminds you, I have to achieve this goal despite the problems I'm facing. Yes.
And I know as we progress, you will give us like examples and even tips on how to do this.
Yes.
So you are saying that it is true, as it is said, that if you don't know where you're going, you will not know when you get there.
Yes.
Or any road can take you wherever.
Yes.
Because so that's true.
That's true. If you are starting a journey to nowhere, where will you go? If you say you are going to Mombasa and you don't take the direction towards Mombasa, you are taking the direction towards Garissa. You from Nairobi, you are losing it. So personal goal is a journey you are starting. You must know the starting point and where you are heading and the direction to follow. Yes.
And the different marks on the road.
At the different marks on the roads.
To guide you and to tell you that you're actually still on track.
Yes.
And that you're still moving on.
Yes.
So, I'm curious now to get to the how. And because we need to learn.
Yes.
We are here to be sharpened. So how do you start setting up personal goals?
When you start setting up personal goals, firstly you have to have a long-term goal, the way he had said about it. A long span like of 10 years and saying by the end of 10 years, I have to achieve this. Then from the 10 years, you need to break it down even to 5 years. By 5 years, I want to have achieved this towards my goal. You break it further, up to the point you'll even break it to today, to one day. That today I have to do ABCD towards achieving my 10-year goal. Because even the 10-year goal, it has to start from today. It has to start from one day. The way you are thinking, the way you are doing things, the kind of people you are relating with, are they helping you towards achieving your long-term goal? Yeah.
Now, do you talk of a goal or goals? Because considering that life has different aspects, social, economic, spiritual, and all these aspects are in us. And so we grow in a holistic way. So do you set up a goal or goals?
You set up goals. Because sometimes life is a mixture of so many things. For example, you need to build your career. At the same time, you need to think about your family. At the same time, you are thinking about your financial goals. Yeah. So holistically, you are thinking, the same person, you are thinking about your career goals, your financial goals, your family life goals, all together, put together.
Put together. So you are moving with all of them, not just a goal.
You are just moving with all of them for it to be for you to be complete.
Yes.
Because you can like just focus on your career and you forget you have a family life. Yeah. And you forget you need to think about your finances. You know. So you have to move with all your goals together. Yes.
Yeah, because they all help.
They all help
the person to grow, and that's where the life balance again comes in. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes. So, which are these critical lifetime goals?
Some of the critical lifetime goals that affect someone. One of them is career. Yeah, you have to focus, especially on the side of career, maybe at a very young age. You have to set up your career goal. And that's why we find even very young kids in school being asked, what do you want to when you grow? You want to be when you grow up? Yeah, yeah. It's a goal being, they are trying to be told to set a goal, a career goal, so that you don't just go to school not knowing what you want to become to be. Yeah. So career is one of the very key goals in life. You need to set your career early enough in life. Still leveled, you can still even think of changing your career. Maybe you became a teacher, you wanted to become a doctor, and at a point you say, in the next 10 years my career desire was becoming a doctor. And you start a fresh journey. Yes, you are a teacher, you start afresh towards becoming a doctor. Yeah. So where we start talking of career change. Yeah, that's a goal you start focusing on. Or you want even to advance your education in your career. Maybe you had gone up to bachelor's level, you want to do a master's, you want to do a PhD. Yeah, those are career goals, and those are things you can't achieve in one day. Yeah, you have to set a big goal towards your career, and immediately you set in. Especially career goals are difficult, level and losing. Yeah, they are difficult, especially when you want to advance in education,
in studies.
You want maybe to advance in your grade at your place of employment. Yeah, you want promotion. Yeah, and you are setting, maybe you are saying in the next 5 years, I want to be the CEO of this organization. You have to set that goal and work towards it. Yeah, self-advancement. Yeah, building your capacity as a person, because career is key in a person's life.
And then we're happy that at least even with the new system of education
Yes.
that we are now, that's being rolled out, the CBC.
Yes, the CBC.
I think it's going to become easier, and we pray that it works well
Yes.
for children and for the gifts and for the abilities to be recognized at an early age, because as you're saying, career is a difficult thing, and that's why along the way maybe people will change from one to the other.
Yes.
But if it can be nurtured
Early enough.
from early enough, then that goal can be achieved
That
very
goal will
well.
be achieved.
So career is very important.
Career is very important.
Uh-huh.
Another very important goal is family. Setting up a family goal. Sometimes maybe you are a young person. It's the time maybe you are thinking of marriage and all that. You need to set a goal, the kind of a partner you want. Yeah, what kind of a person do you want to be with, because it's a lifetime engagement. Yeah, and then what kind of a family do you want to set up? Yeah, do you want 2 kids? Do you want 3 kids? And you go towards discussing it with the person you are intending to marry. Yeah, and where do you want to live? How will you make a living? How will you feed up your family? Yeah, those are some of the things that you need to consider when setting up a family goal. Sometimes I think sometimes setting up a family, it's just like comes automatically. Somebody has not even idea. You know, there is that lady just found a man, and they went home together, and from there they get married. It should be a goal, so that later on in life, you don't say, this is not what I intended. Yes.
And talk more about that, because we are in a generation, the younger generation, that just takes things for granted, and sometimes doesn't have a realistic, you know, an idea of life and all that. And so people will go to parties and all that and meet and or even meet on social media and all that. So that process of setting up a goal doesn't happen. People just find themselves, you know, in relationships that they are not prepared for and all that. Please talk into that, and especially for young people.
Maybe as we go down there, as we continue discussing, we will discuss an aspect of timeliness in your goals. Your goals should be time bound. Okay. Maybe you are a young person. Maybe you have said, I want to get married when I'm 25 or when I'm 30. And when you are preparing to get married when you are 30, you didn't plan yourself. At 26, you find something has happened. Maybe you found a lady, you became friends, she becomes pregnant, and from there you get married. From that point, you have breached your goal. Yeah, because that is not what was not your intention.
So you're already distracted.
You have already distracted your goal. Yeah, you wanted to get married at 30, but now you have you have found somebody earlier than what you intended. So later on in life, you'll be saying, I didn't marry at the right time. It will be written somewhere behind your back. This was not my goal. This was not my goal. At the same time, it will distract other things you are doing.
So let's hold on to that, because you said we're discussing that later.
Yes.
So that now we finish up on the critical. So we have talked about career. Now we've talked about family and relationships.
Yes.
So what are the critical?
Another critical area is about financial goals. Financial goals comes in terms of what kind of investments do I want to have? What kind of salary do I need to get? Yeah, yes, I'm employed. I'm earning this much. Is this the salary I should earn in the next 3 years? Yeah. So you start setting up your financial goals, saying, I want this kind of investment. I want to build a home. I want to build some flat somewhere. I want to invest in the stocks. Yeah, and what do I need to do towards achieving my financial goals? Yeah, because you can't just stay there and say, I want to build flats or I want to buy land. You need to have a game plan towards you achieving that financial goal.
And what about trying out this gambling and all that? Is that planning? Planning.
You see, gambling is sometimes it's money. You just want to go somewhere. Maybe you had not even planned for it, and you put your money, you get quick returns. That moment. Sometimes it can't be a long-term goal.
Yeah, because we in this. Why I'm asking you that is because we're in this context where people want easy money. They think you dream of this flat, 10-story flat, and you're not working at it,
Towards it,
you
yes.
don't have money, so you enter into these games, thinking that you will earn big money and do your thing. That's what I wanted you to speak into.
Oh, no. A goal, some of these is the things. You know, goals are visions and long term, and you have to work for it. If it's something that is coming, to just go as easy as that. So gambling, you can't plan to be gambling. It will mess your financial programs, because maybe you are taking money that you had planned, or money that is your salary, and you put it into gambling instead of taking it to your investment,
and you lose it.
And you lose it. Yeah.
And many people have been discouraged by that.
Yes.
And yeah.
You have even found some people even committing suicide after going to gambling and they root all their money.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a case in point of a student who was given school fees. I think 100,000, and he thought that maybe it was the right time for him to go and gamble with the money so that he makes some profit. But when he went, he lost all the money in that scheme. So his studies, his academic goals were affected because of that decision. Because of that decision? Yes. Poor decision. So he lost the money. He lost the money. And then he lost his future. His future. Because he didn't, now the school fees is gone. And the academic one also affects the career also. Yes, the academic gets affected. Yeah. He was not able to finish the school the time he was supposed to finish. Yeah. Because he has drained the school fees. Wow. And we're in a time when these things are, because of media and all that influence, they're being brought to us and they're made. Is actually, I'm asking that because it's a big issue even among young people. Yes. That young people are not planning for tomorrow, for the days to come. People just think things will happen. And people live just for now. Yes. For the moment. And you want quick things. You want to borrow money through the mobile platforms. Yes, you want to do this. How about that? And especially now in this digital age, quick gambling is on the phones. On the phones. It's not like a little time ago when you had to go to a casino and do the gambling. These days you do it in your phone. There are all those online gambling applications, and services. Soft loans from the phone. You just need to make, you need 10K and you get it over the phone. This is the kind of life that people are living. Sometimes you take a loan that you had not even planned for because you have seen it being offered. Yeah. So that loan, you don't have any plan for it. Yeah. And then these things have been made very easy. Have been made very easy. The banks are coming to us actually. They are coming to us through the phone. Through the phone. And even physically, they're setting up camps. Yes. And inviting us. And so those are the distractions we were talking about. These are the distractions. Sometimes the bank has come, it's offering you a loan. It's telling you you're just getting a security-free loan. And because you didn't have any plan, any financial plan, you learn for it. Yeah. Only to realize you didn't even need that money. Wow. And the more reason then we need to set up goals, as we started at the beginning. If you have not written it down, yes, you won't follow it. You won't follow it. You won't know it. You won't even know it. You'll get distracted easily because they have come some free money, or okay, it's a loan, but it's so easily accessible. And you didn't have any financial plan for such a loan, and you just take it. But when you get the money, you don't know where to take it. You misuse it. But finally you'll have to pay for it. You are like, I took this loan. What did I do with this money? Yeah. Yes, because you didn't have a financial goal towards such money. Actually, the other day I was reading on social media about this young man who got his first million, and he went about some East African countries and spending, you know, that within 11 days, yes, the million was gone, and he had some debts to take care of. That's what happens. That's dangerous. Especially on financial goals. It's critical to have financial goals. Because sometimes we get money but we don't have any goal how to spend it. Yeah. So we end up doing nothing with that money, failing to pay the debt that we are supposed to pay, and finally we start regretting. I had this much but I didn't do it because you didn't have a goal. You didn't have a goal. You didn't have a goal. The more reason why it is important to set up personal, achievable
goals.
Yes.
And I know there are other critical areas that we will be addressing, but I think it's about time we took a short break so that we can be ready even for the next dose that you're giving us. That financial one
Yes.
was heavy because
it
I think that's where things are really happening.
They are really
that's
hard.
why we need the advice.
Yes.
And so, dear viewer, we want to take a short break. We'll be back. Please don't go away. This is very important.
Are you looking to grow a business? CAC TV offers you a variety of advertising opportunities to suit your budget. Advertise with us today and reach your potential customers countrywide. For more information, email us on sales@cactv.org or call 0794 588 054.
Jesus said, "Call unto me and I will answer."
How can you just leave a job and it's from that job that we were getting food and our daily bread, and then you tell us that God spoke to you?
Consider your ways.
Whenever Jesus was not received, he moved on.
Follow me.
Brothers and sisters, in following Christ, we lose. You may lose relationships.
It's an individual calling. Somebody who is committed to the one they are following.
But what is the cost of following Christ?
Following Jesus is not always after other ambitions.
Let the dead bury their own dead, but you go and proclaim the kingdom of God.
Call unto me every Wednesday at 8 p.m. only on CAC TV.
Welcome back. This is Rays of Hope, and today we are discussing setting up achievable personal goals. That's very important. And we've seen from the book of Habakkuk 2 and verse 2 that it's important to write down our vision, to write down our goals. And Mr. John Moy here is helping us to understand that, to unwrap that. And we went for break at the point where we're talking about the critical lifetime goals. So just run us through, and then you continue with the other critical.
Thank you very much, Reverend Lucy. We had talked about some critical lifetime goals that we need to have. And we have said about career, we have said about family and financial goals. And we have said that most of the areas that we miss it out is the financial goals. Sometimes things might be working very well for us in other goals. We have a good job, we have a family, we are doing well. But when it comes to the financial planning, it messes us up in everything. Sometimes we go and take loans that we didn't intend to take, and we mess up our financial programs. So it's very critical that we consider and put into place achievable financial goals and with the timelines. Another very critical goal that sometimes you need to set is our attitudes. Sometimes we have wrong attitude towards things. Sometimes our emotions are not the best, because you find even in our places of work, sometimes some people have problems, anger problems. Yeah, some people have attitude problems. They are not able to cope because of their attitudes. And we normally say attitude is everything. If your attitude is poor, you may not see the best part of life. So you may set up a goal that I have to change my attitude towards my job. Yeah, you find somebody has a very bad attitude towards their job, so they are never happy. They wake up early in the morning, they are very annoyed, they work the whole day, they are annoyed because they have an attitude towards their job. Maybe this is not what the job you wanted from the word go, but you found yourself in it. So every day you are lamenting, every day you are angry, every day you are so annoyed with what you do daily. And sometimes when you realize it, you set a personal goal that I have to change my attitude towards work. And you have to work hard towards that. Yes, because attitudes also affect our lives. You might be having an attitude towards your spouse. Yeah, this spouse, you see, there is those people who always neglect that it's not you whom I wanted. Yeah, if I'm told to marry again, maybe I look for somebody different. And you have a bad attitude, and your family fails to work because of your attitude. You may set up a personal goal and say, I have to love my spouse, I have to accept this is my person, this is the person I have in life, and you work towards that goal.
Wow, I mean that's interesting. That's profound. That actually attitude, because the way you're explaining it, it seems to me that attitude runs across.
It runs across
even the other critical areas.
Yes.
Yeah, because if I have to have the right attitude towards my career, towards my financial, growth, towards my relationships, towards life.
Yes.
In general. So I think attitude is critical also.
Attitude is critical.
Very critical.
It's like everything. Sometimes you have even an attitude towards your salary. Yeah, from the word go, you feel that you are underpaid. So even you don't invest your salary, you don't appreciate your salary because you feel I'm underpaid. If I get another job, I have to. So you are like, every time you are looking for another job that is well paying and you are not getting it. So you have to reach a point where you love your job, you love your salary, so that you can even be able to plan for your money, for your finances. Attitude is critical. It lands all through. There are some people who hate their jobs. There are some people who hate their finances. There are some people even who hate their families, where they have come from. And every time you are lamenting about your brother, you are lamenting about your mother, you are lamenting about your father. If my father did A, B, C, D, I won't be where I am. You need to change your attitude. You need to have a goal to change that negative attitude towards other aspects of life.
Interesting. Attitude as a goal.
Yes.
That we want to achieve. Because sometimes, Mr. Moy, you even go to places where you expect some service. You expect some service. And the people there, you wonder, were they beaten into the job? Were they brought there by force? And maybe it's a place where it's about customer care.
Yes.
It's about impressions.
Yes.
And you feel as if people are angry and all that. It's about attitude.
It's about attitude.
Thank you for teaching us that. Okay, moving on to other critical.
Another critical area is spiritual goals. Yeah, sometimes maybe spiritually you are not well up. You feel you need to grow spiritually. Maybe the place of your where you go to worship, you are not happy with that place. And you feel like you need somewhere you'll grow more, yeah? And you start making a goal towards going to the place that you'll get more spiritual nourishment, where you'll get more spiritual guidance, yeah? Sometimes you may be having a spiritual father or mother, and you feel maybe I need somebody else to guide me through. And you come up with a goal that I need to grow spiritually. I need to have a better relationship with my God. Maybe the things that you are doing, you are feeling I'm not on the right track with my maker, yeah? And you feel I have to change my roots, I have to change my way so that I get into a good relationship with my God. Yes.
Like as a church, I would say we have a theme guiding us now.
Yes.
And it's from Haggai 1:5b, and it's about considering our ways, putting our priorities right with God. And I think as a church, that is our goal. That we consider our ways, and where the Lord tells us don't go this way, we shouldn't go, and we should keep to that track. And sometimes even the spiritual goals, perhaps you'll tell me whether you see it this way. Sometimes we also, other than even getting the nourishment, we also need to rethink our service.
Yes.
And that should also be a goal.
Yes, it should be our service. What are we doing? What are we doing in our church? Are we just normal church goers? Are we participating in the activities of the men if you are a man? Are you participating in the activities of the youth if you are a young person? Are you participating in the activities of the women? Yeah. What group in the church can you join to work towards activities in the church? Or you're just there doing nothing? You have to make such a goal that there's the time now I need to join with praise and worship. I need to be in that group. Yes.
And work towards it.
And they work towards it.
Wow.
For the service of God.
Yes.
Yes.
Are we done with the specific, the critical?
We have one that I would like to touch because we keep on postponing it.
Yes.
Sometimes we have hobbies, things that we like doing. And sometimes maybe we want to do something towards our hobby. We call them artistic goals. Maybe you want to compose a gospel song, and you have been saying you have that gift, you have that talent, but you keep on postponing. Yeah. Sometimes maybe you are a very good writer. You have been saying you write a book, you write a motivational book, you write a non-fiction book or a fiction book, and you keep on saying you want to write, you want to write. Maybe you are a good footballer, you are always saying you want to join a football club, or you are a good musician, but you keep on not doing. We also have artistic goals. You can say by this time, I want to have written my book. I want to have composed my song and released it. Yes.
Wow, and I think at that point you're talking to many of us.
Yes.
There are enough of those artistic goals that we need to work on.
We need to work
and as you said, we start with the bigger picture, where we want to be, and then we break it down to today.
Yes.
So that the way what I'm doing today is building towards that.
Towards my goal, long-time goal.
Wow. I trust you are following this because I'm really soaking it in, because Mr. Moy is talking to me as much as he's talking to the rest of us. So now help us on tips of how to do these goals. Yeah, because we hear you. Big goals, where we want to go, breaking it down and all that. Please help us. So that from this, by the end of this program, we start.
Yes.
We start.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have tips of how to achieve, how to set and achieve your goals. And sometimes it may just sound like that. But you have to have a program. What am I doing? And what am I doing by what I'm trying to set. Sometimes we just set a very ambiguous goals and we are unable to achieve them. Now we normally have a guideline of setting up goals. We normally call it SMART goals. Yeah, it's the word SMART. Goals. And if you look at that word, every letter in that word, if you put it like this down, it has its meaning. For SMART goals, we normally say for S in SMART, your goals must be specific. All significant. You have to have specific goals. For example, if you say, I want to further my studies, you can't just leave it at that. But every day you are saying, I want to further my studies. And you write on the wall, I want to further my studies. You need to be specific. If you want to go to a master's class, in whatever course, be very specific. I want to do a master's in business administration. I want to do a master's in education. I want to do a master's in anything that you want. You have to narrow it down. Otherwise, if you leave it that I want to further my studies, it's not a SMART goal.
It's ambiguous.
It's ambiguous. It has to be specific. SMART goals. If you have a financial goal, don't say like, I want to have 1 million Kenya shillings by the end of this month. Yeah, you have to be specific. How will I get that money? I want to get to have 1 million Kenya shillings from the sales of my potatoes, or from my farm, or from my business. Be specific in your goals. Yes.
Be specific.
Yes.
In your goals.
Yes.
Not just broad, ambiguous things.
Yeah, that.
You have to name it.
Yes.
Wow.
You can't own the whole world. You have to know what you want to own in the world. You have to be specific. Yes.
We hear that.
If it's your career, if you want to advance, if you want promotion, you can't just say, I want to be promoted by the end of this year. You need to state, I want to be a manager. I want to be from a supervisor to a manager by the end of this year. You have to be very specific. Yes.
That is S.
That is S for SMART. The other one is it has to be measurable. Something that you can quantify, something that you can measure. It doesn't have to be something you can't say, this is what I want. If you want finances, you have to be, this the amount I want. Yeah. If it's a position, you need to know this is a position. Almost the way we were saying, it has to be specific. It has to be measurable. Yeah. It has to be measurable. Yes.
Okay, go on.
Like now, if you want, let's say, you want to invest, let's say in flats, you need to say, I want to invest in 10 flats by this time. Something that you can measure. You can't just say, I want to own flats in Nairobi.
You have not even said where, how many,
how
big.
Yes, it should be something quantifiable. Yeah. If you want to own something, if you are planning for a trip, you have to know, where am I planning? Yes, it has to be measurable, not just something in the air. Yes.
Wonderful. SM.
SM. That is specific, measurable. Then it has to be attainable. Yeah. It has to be something achievable. We were talking about setting achievable goals. There are goals. There are so many goals you can set. You know, setting a goal is dreaming, and you can dream of anything. But is your dream valid? Yeah. Is it something achievable? You can dream of becoming. Let's say you have political interest. You can think of becoming the president. You have the qualification. You can become the president of the Republic of Kenya. But is it achievable? Can you make to that dream? Yeah. You want to maybe to have a PhD. Do you have a master's? Do you have a bachelor's? Is it achievable within the time that you want it to be achieved? Because sometimes we come up with goals that end up frustrating us because they were not achievable. You say you want something, but it's not really within your means. So you have to measure your means. You have to measure your capacity. This is my capacity. I'm capable of doing this. Otherwise, you'll keep on dreaming and dreaming, and you get frustrated because your goals are not achievable. Yes.
And sometimes when we, in our time and age, when we have a lot of teachings, even Bible teachings, or sometimes heretical teachings that tell us, bring this amount, or buy this oil, or buy this broom and go and sweep your problems and all that. And I think this is where we also need to interrogate that. Are these promises really achievable or attainable? So I hear you. We must look also at our capacity, abilities, and what we have within our disposal, that can help us build. And that does not mean we are not trusting in God. We are still trusting in God.
We are still trusting in God.
So that is A.
Yes,
Let's finish.
Is A. The other one is R, relevant. Or sometimes it's called rewarding. Is your goal relevant to your life or to the things you do in your life? Is it rewarding or is it just a goal? Yeah, because if it's a career goal, how is it rewarding you? Do you want just to have a PhD for the sake of it? Yeah. Do you just want to get married for the sake of it? Do you want to have a farm up country just for the sake of it? Is it relevant to your life? Is it relevant to what you want to achieve in life? Because sometimes we find people coming up with goals that are not relevant to their goals. You find somebody maybe even went to school for some education they never needed, or you went somewhere, did an investment that was not even necessary. Yeah, you go somewhere, you build a big house thinking that you live there, but you may not end up using it. So is your goal relevant to your life and to what you want to do in the next 10 years?
And as you're talking about, I'm getting to think about the many adverts like we are seeing in media.
Yes.
Oh, buy this plot. Oh, the prices have been reduced and all that. And you feel like you want to go for it.
Yes.
But how does that help me?
Yes.
If I buy some cheap plot
Yes.
in some remote
Very far
areas
away.
where I'll never even live.
Yes.
Or what I think, is that what you're
That's
talking
what I'm
about?
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we end up having so many things that we don't need in life that are not relevant. Sometimes you may even go to a supermarket. You find yourself picking things. Going to the house, you are like, do I really needed this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it really necessary?
Yeah.
That's what happens sometimes when we are not setting up goals that are relevant to our lives. We find we are being excited by other forces to do things that we don't need. Like the way you are saying about buying land. You go buy land that may never even help you in your lifetime. Yeah, your goals must be relevant. They must be rewarding to your life. Yeah. They must have some reward, not just goals for the sake of goals.
For the sake of goals.
Yes.
And I think at the beginning of the show, you talked about achieving our goals. We also need the right people, because sometimes it's peer pressure.
Yes.
Like my friends are driving these kinds of cars, so
Yes.
I'll also get one. My friends have built in this place. My friends, they're talking to that as well.
That's why actually we are talking about personal goals.
It's personal.
It's personal.
It's me, not us.
It's not us.
Sio-
It's not a group.
And as the young people say, sio mbogi yangu.
See, bogi yako.
Yeah.
It's you personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When it comes to personal goals, it's not even it's not even about your spouse. It's your goals. Okay, sometimes you may have other people that may be affected by your goals, so you need to put them in. But remember, the goals are yours. Yeah. So sometimes the peer pressure we get that people are doing this, people are buying this, people are investing here. Yeah. It's not very right. Sometimes you have found even people investing in pyramid schemes, yeah, because their friends are investing and they end up losing their money. So they should be personal goals, so that if things don't work well, you take personal responsibility of your goals, yeah. But if you follow others, you'll lose it. You'll lose it.
Wow. They are personal goals.
Yes.
They need to be relevant. They need to be rewarding.
Yes.
To me.
Yes.
To my life. Because I'm on a journey.
Because you're on a journey.
I'm running on my track. And each one of us has been given a track to run. So I should keep to my track.
You should keep to your track.
And run.
And run towards your goal, towards your destination.
Towards my destination.
Yes.
We are not yet done with the SMART.
The SMART now, the final is T. Time bound. Your goal should be time bound. You need to have timelines. If you say you want to study for a PhD, you need to say, I need 4 years to finish this. If you say you want a promotion, you need to have a timeline that within 5 years, I need to be the level of a manager. I want to be at the level of a CEO. I want to be up there. Yeah? If it's an investment you are making, you need to state that within this time, I need to have achieved this. I need to have bought this land. I need to have built these flats. Yeah? You can't just have an ambiguous goal that doesn't have timeline. Yeah, you need to work with the timelines. You need to have it within 10 years. Even short time goals. You need to say by next week, I need to have finished writing 1 chapter of my book. Yeah, within 1 week, I need to have done A, B, C, D. Even on a day basis. By the end of the day, I need to have achieved this. You need to have timelines for your goals. You can't just work without, just like that. Yes.
And remember, there's a discussion we had earlier, and we were giving the example of a relationship issues, and where a distraction happens.
Yes.
Maybe you get into something before that time.
Yes.
And so how should we realign again? If we had set some timelines, then things didn't work the way we anticipated. And maybe that's where many people get stuck. Never to move on again, never to rewrite or reroute also the vision. So
if you have set a goal within a timeline and you don't achieve it, you should go again and plan for that goal. Don't lose focus. Because sometimes things sometimes don't work the way you have planned. You may want to finish your studies within 3 years, but something along the way, finances or something happens, and you are not able. You should not throw away your goal. You should plan again and set another goal towards it. Because if you don't achieve that goal, it will forever haunt you. That you wanted to do this, but you didn't do it. So it doesn't mean that when we set timelines, we have to achieve those goals within some timelines. Things go long, but you should not give up when things go long. You should refocus and say, this was my goal. I have to give myself another 2 years to finish this goal. Yes.
And that reminds me of they call the GPS we use.
Yes.
When you're traveling.
Yes.
And when you use a different route, it just takes a moment for them to reroute.
Yes.
And tell you now that, you know, you've taken this route.
Yes.
This is how you still progress.
You will still progress.
So we shouldn't lose focus.
We shouldn't lose focus.
We shouldn't give up.
We shouldn't give up because something has gone wrong.
Yeah.
Things will always keep going wrong. Even when we trust God and we are doing everything to our abilities, things sometimes don't work the way we want. So when things go wrong, that's not the end. Refocus again. Go back to your drawing board and they say, yes, I wanted this goal, but I haven't achieved it. How do I achieve it? Yes.
So there is hope.
There is hope.
There is hope.
There is hope that even if your goals don't work at that moment you want, don't lose hope. Keep going. Keep refocusing.
Yes.
And you'll finally achieve.
Yes.
Yes.
Are goals for older people, or who are we addressing?
Everyone has goals.
Yes.
From very young people, from middle-aged people up to old people. Everyone has goals. Yes.
So there's no point where we should reach and think, now time is gone.
Maybe what happens, the difference is the types of goals. Because for someone who is in school, their goals is to perform well, to go to a college, a good university, to do a good course. Those are people who are school. After that, you go to work. Your goals change. You want promotion. You want to rise in the career ladder. You want maybe to advance your education. You want a family. At a point, you achieve all that. And your goals again change.
So you keep going back to the drawing board and replanning. Depending on where you are in life.
In life.
But bottom line, you're parting short in 30 seconds.
Everyone has their goals. Let's keep focused to our goals. Even if things don't work well, let's not lose hope. Our goals are achievable. We'll definitely achieve them. And let's not forget God and praying hard for our goals to be achieved.
A nice way to wrap up the show. Do not forget kuna Mungu. Do not give up hope. Even if you had set goals, and we learned about the many critical goals that we need to set in life, even if you had set them and things happened, and life happened, as they say, and you are not able to keep to the track, don't give up on your goals. Don't give up on your tomorrow. Keep hope alive. And this is what the show is all about, keeping hope alive. And so thank you very much for being with us today. Keep hope alive, and remember, God is with you. Until next time, we are very happy to have Mr. John Mwai. We'll call him again. Very happy to have you. Take care, and God bless you. Thank you.